Hi, it's Daniel Murphy, and welcome to another episode of Dangerous Trees. The job today is to take this tulip poplar down. You can see here just how hollow this tree is. So, we have a pull line set in the top of the tree. I'm going to walk up on the hooks, lanyard in, get a second tie-in point, and notch and drop it. We're going to drop the top out. We have a landing zone here, about 55 feet of clear landing zone. So I'll be able to maybe drop the top 45 or 50 feet out fairly safely here. I'd hate to be 60 feet up in this tree and have that pull line start pulling and then have the tree fail at the base here where all this decay is. I'm pretty sure there's going to be good wood up in the middle of the tree where I'm going to cut it. So it's going to require careful coordination between the fellow who's going to be pulling. We actually have a little skid steer loader here. The operator of that equipment has got to watch me carefully. I'll have to set that notch up and the back cut just to make a perfect hinge before I tell him to pull. We'll probably pre-tension a little bit just to make sure that we got some lean so the bar doesn't get pinched. It looks like the tree has a good bit of back lean. So it's a fairly complicated fall. It's important to practice and get really good with your falling techniques when you're standing on the ground. If I wasn't able to trust my skills enough to go up there and drop this tree standing on the hooks, I'd have to either bring a crane in or it'd be a long day of rigging the tree. So because I trust my falling skills, I'm able to drop this tree without question. I know it's going to go in the right direction. This large tulip tree behind us here, I'd say that tree's probably 110 feet tall. It's at least 100. We have a 55 feet of clear landing zone here, and notch it, back cut it. We're going to pull it with the skid loader and get that whole top to drop in here. Two concerns. Number one, it has quite a bit of back lean to it. It's tough to tell from the ground because there's so many lower trees in the way, but from what we can tell, it looks like it's got quite a bit of back lean. So we have to get the right amount of pull there. It's important not to get too much pull. If the pull is too strong, with a nice high pull line, the whole tree could fail at the base while I'm sitting up there. I'd like to live at the end of the day here. Hopefully this all works well. I'll probably go for a little ride there as that piece falls off of there. I'm sure what's left of the spar is going to knock me around pretty good. All right. Well, I like to think things out before I get up in the tree. Like how wide I'm going to cut the notch, where exactly I'm going to make the cut. When I get up there, things are probably going to change, and it's always good to have a plan in mind to start with, so I'm not going up there with this wondering in my mind. So I'll probably cut a 45-degree notch, maybe slightly wider, more towards an open face, and go a third of the way through the diameter of the tree, and a back cut at level or just very slightly above level. Probably will not plunge it. We checked with the pull line. The pull line set. We tied one end off at the bottom, pulled on the other end. With three guys, we were able to get the tree to move a little bit. So I'm pretty confident that using the skid loader, that's going to be plenty of pull to get the top going in the right direction. There's also this little elm tree that's in the way. It's got a few branches growing in the way. Actually, normally I might go up there and cut the branches out, but I can kill the tree doing that too by causing Dutch elm disease. So I'm just going to hope the tree doesn't get damaged too badly when the top of the tulip tree comes down. Starting from the ladder helps me avoid having to hook my way through all this little underbrush here. Little wild cherry tree in the way. I'm going to need my friction saver in a minute, dude. I should have brought it up with me. Mike, ready to roll? Get a little tight. Retention. A little more. All right, hold that. Good. Now we just have one more cut to make to put this tree on the ground. Saved us a lot of time being able to drop this top of this tree in one cut, no rigging, no crane. Try to cut up high enough that we have a little good wood for both sides of the notch. I knew we were going to hit a hollow spot in the middle. This is almost like center plunging a notch. Perfect.
That is scary. Thank you, Daniel, so much for taking it down. I wouldn't have guessed it was this bad. You should go and see, look inside. How long do you think this has been going on?
Many, many years. It's an old wound, probably as old as the house. How old is the house? Built in
40
70 something, yeah. Let's look, this is a sign of the type of decay that is. That is a very significant wood rotting organisms. When you see that, you know that tree's in danger of falling. You know, normally trees are considered sound if they have 70% decay or less. This is at least 70% decay, and you can see the tree still stood. Now, it had a nice protection of there's a bunch of woods behind it there, and it's somewhat down on a hill here. It's in a little protected valley, so it probably didn't have to fight against really strong winds. So there's a number of factors, but it definitely was time. This tree was a hazard. It certainly could have hit the house if it had gone that way, and it would have been a big enough tree and enough momentum before it actually hit the house to do significant damage. This was basically where the notch was cut. Here's my back cut here. I left it a little wider on the side that I was facing. This was actually on the side there, and you can see I actually was just a little bit low with the back cut here on this side. It came around just a hair low. not enough to really affect anything. And there was some decay up here in this area, so you know, these fibers were somewhat compromised, but it was enough good hinging wood here and here and here to control the fall of the top of the tree perfectly. This was the cut I made when I was, whatever it is, we can walk it off, probably 50 feet up. Get that machine, see what that machine can lift. I need some lunch right now though. Big wood out of the backyard with that ASB.
Nice.
Yeah, we took down a tulip tree today, dropped in 2 cuts right across the backyard, and
We make it look easy, huh?
well, it was easy, man. It was just a really relaxed day for taking some big wood out.
Yeah, I took some big concrete out with the skid steer today too, made it look easy. It was nice and easy, got done at 3 o'clock.